I'm not a fascist. I don't believe that people should believe what I believe in. By intriguing someone's interest and questioning a certain topic that I might bring to awareness in my lyrics, maybe by their own virtue they'll figure out, oh, this is really interesting. This is a different way of approaching it, instead of saying you should do this, you should do that, because then it's just off-putting. There always has to be like some sort of angst or reason to fight something. You know what I mean? Like
You can't scream about happy things, right?
well, I mean, there's a lot of positive shit, but I rather talk about things that like give me anxiety and that I've grown up with that, have affected my life in a negative way, and it's kind of like therapeutic for me to go through that emotion.
When you have a configuration that's just a guitar, drums, and vocals, it's pretty hard to like scratch out dynamics from that. There's not a whole lot of things going on. So to slow it down and have some like tempo dynamics is one of the only ways to really get some character out of songs.
Although the other day when we had the guitar went out and we were in Vancouver and we were just doing like it was just like vocals and drums, and I was like, whoa, this is kind of cool. We never experienced that. It was
I
fun.
think we were both a little surprised.
Yeah, we were like slapping fives at the end of the song.
Yeah.
They actually just kicked me out of the band in Vancouver.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? It's better.
It's kind of better this way.
Being separated, you can't get anything accomplished. I know other bands can do it. They'll be spread across the country and somehow remain productive. We can't be that way.
Since like Casey's been in the band, like we've been more productive in the past like 2.5, 3 years than I think the entire duration of the band, especially with like all the planning and like logistics like leading up to all the touring we're doing. Like we're doing like 6 months worth of touring. It wouldn't have been possible unless the three of us were on the same page.
Yeah, and I'd say that when I joined the band, we really did kind of hit the ground running. Like there wasn't any period where it was like, I think once me and you played at like that rental space, right after that we were basically like, okay, I guess we're going to practice 2 days a week now. And I mean, we kind of got started and haven't really slowed down since then. Yeah, not a whole lot of jamming, a whole lot of like,
it's pretty much business.
We have an idea. It's like, let's do it. We also don't have much time to like fart around. And
we're not like sitting there getting drunk, hanging out. We're like,
definitely not.
Like some of the guys that we share our practice space with. But yeah, no, we're in there. We're down to business. Like we all have so much shit going on. So I think that's kind of why we're also like we're productive when we're in the creative process and like the writing process.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the cool thing about being in a band in New York, too, is, like, it's not in anybody's basement anymore where you're kind of just, like, over at my house and we can just sort of hang out and play whenever. It's like, no, we're here and we pay
Time
for this
is money.
shit. Yeah, exactly. So it's like...
You have to make your time intentional. You don't really jam through 90-second songs. Like, you come in with a pretty firm idea, then you collaborate and hopefully come out with something that's worth putting on the record. In this kind of music, nobody's sitting around waiting to have someone else solve your problems. I mean, obviously sending emails, we're getting things done only by virtue of trying to do it.
Thinking about like everything that we have done, and it's all been like based out of like ambition. Like before you asked like one of the first questions was like, what's been like your goal for the band? Mine has been to like just travel the world, like meet other people across the world that play similar music and you have a similar ethos, and we've been able to do that with this band. And like if you would ask me like 16 years ago if we would have ever went to like Southeast Asia or South America, I would have said no way in hell. Like I wouldn't imagine playing outside of like some basement in DC, to be honest.